Hello, everyone, and welcome back. A weekly live stream here on our channel, Stock Talk with Micha Stocks. And there's no better way of opening this live stream with saying that we are at all-time high again. The S&P 500 crossed the 6,900 today. But before we talk about the market, before we talk about stocks, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Micha, and on this channel, we talk about stocks, we talk about charts, investments, but we do not provide financial advice. This is only for entertainment and education purpose only. Here, on the bottom right, I will be able to point my finger eventually. Bottom right is the clock. When the clock ticks 16:10, which is military time, the live stream will end. The reason for that is because we have senior night at my daughter's school, and I need to be there. So we have around 25 minutes to chat here and to better understand what is going on in the market. So we had our disclaimer. Let's look at the major averages. The S&P 500 is up 0.3 for the day, 68.98. As you can see, I'll delete this. This was for demonstrating. So actually, it might be the right thing to do. The high of the day was 69.11. As you can see here, there's these higher highs that create this almost parallel channel for the S&P 500. And it's very interesting that this candle, which is a doji candle, it's really amazing because these lines were drawn yesterday when nothing existed here. It's like magic. Like I draw a line and some kind of Japanese candlestick get glued to it. I don't know how it happens. NASDAQ up 0.8 for the day. Year to date, the NASDAQ, the triple Qs are up 23%. Do you all remember we were in a bear market February till April? Do you remember that? Seems like a distant memory at this point. But today is Nvidia day. A lot of announcements coming from Nvidia. And you know what? I'm at a point where I understand why these GTCs of a hardware company, something that was as boring as F in the past, is now very interesting. And it's not because of the hardware. And it's not because of the beautiful graphics that appear there. It's because of other companies. Because when you think about it, and so let's just finish Nvidia and then I'll go ahead with that thought. Nvidia was 4.9 earlier. 4.9 trillion was $100 billion away from $5 trillion company, the first company ever achieving that goal. I had a target for 205. Actually, it stopped a bit earlier at 203.15. Again, I don't know why I draw these things. And the reason, when I thought about it, the reason why we're so excited, focused, whatever, on Nvidia is mainly because of this. Because of all the companies that Nvidia impacts. And when you think about it, these companies are basically the stocks that we own, whether it's Amazon, or it's F5, or it's IBM, or it's even 2 years after Jensen said that it's going to take 10 to 15 years until quantum would be relevant. The same Jensen is on a different stage in Washington instead of San Jose, presenting NVIDIA's, let's call it, idea of integrating a quantum computer with NVIDIA hardware. Again, amazing. The development, even Rigetti computers were there. As you can see, there are a lot of things. And that is the reason why, because he sat down with Alex Karp from Palantir. He talked to CrowdStrike's CEO and a lot of other corporations, the Department of Energy. They're going to build together a supercomputer just like AMD, Eli Lilly, again. So I think the excitement from NVIDIA's GTC is not only because of NVIDIA. In the past, it was Apple. Apple would present these cool companies that you want to download their apps. Now Apple is boring. NVIDIA, you're like, wow, I got to invest in this company and in this company and in this company. But in the last few minutes, we do see a realization in the market, a realization that brings the major averages down a bit. And the realization is that tomorrow we have a rate decision. Tomorrow the Fed, let me give you a quick kind of a breaking news. Tomorrow the Fed is going to reduce the rates by 25 basis points. 25 basis points. But the market now is kind of saying, okay, let's wait. Now, this is becoming very interesting because the candle now became red for the day. It doesn't mean that we're not green for the day. We were at all-time high. But the candle became red because it means that from the opening till now, from 9:30 Eastern till now, the sellers are in control and not the buyers. This is a huge change in momentum. You can see the volume drying up. This is very interesting. And yes, I know we have 1, 2 gaps still open on the S&P 500. Let's see on the NASDAQ. No, it's still open. So here we have 3 gaps still open. On the S&P, the morning gap was closed. So that's very, very interesting. Very interesting. So tomorrow, 2 p.m., we'll get the rate decision. 2:30, we'll get the presser from Jerome Powell. We'll see. Let's talk the individual stocks. And again, nothing is financial advice. Let's start with Lior that asks about Amazon. Amazon, what is exactly the question? Where do you think the nearest stop is? 210? First of all, Amazon broke out of the 228. This is an amazing news. Why? Because we were waiting for it. We were waiting for this break. We see the volume picking up. This is great news for Amazon, who was a laggard. It wasn't participating, and it's still not participating. Year to date, Amazon is single-digit growth. Look, year to date, 3%. The S&P is 17%. 3%. NASDAQ is above 20, 3%. So this is very interesting, above the 228. RSP is red. The reason for that is it means that more S&P 500 companies are red than green. Are we seeing finally a bit of profit taking and maybe some kind of a start of correction in the day that's supposed to be one of the strongest days? I don't know. We'll keep following it. Remember that from today all the way to, I think, the first week of November are supposed to be, by average, green days. And look at our trading bots. As you can see, all of them got hit in the last hour. With Grok, again, negative since the beginning of the season, sorry. Claude, fractionally up. These guys, Gemini and ChatGPT, are losing it. And Qwen and DeepSeek also going down. So when the market goes down, even our automatic bots are losing ground. Okay, so going back to Amazon, I think that the stop should be around... It should maybe even test support at 221. You wanted to put a stop at 211. I think it's too low. I wouldn't wait so long. If it goes back into the lower highs, I would go back. I bought PayPal at 69. It's still up. Nasty looking candle. Let's check PayPal. Ooh, look at the sellers. Opening bell from the opening. Pre-market. PayPal after earnings and after an announcement of cooperation with OpenAI, ChatGPT. They were up 9.5%, even 12%. Pre-market. Look at them now, up 4%. Look at the candle. If I would show you this candle, you would actually agree that it's a very, very nasty candle. So it's still green for the day, but it's looking bad. It might test support around 72.5 or even close the gap around 71.86. Very nasty. Should you jump ship? It depends. I don't know. You bought it at 69. I wouldn't lose money, but if it goes underneath 71, I would drop. I would go away. I would use my stop loss. Good evening, Micah. Good evening to you, Harel. You bought Arcat. Let's check RCAT, RCAT. First of all, there's nothing really happening with RCAT except the fact that it got rejected here at around 1238, and it's going down probably to test support around 9.8. You bought it at 9.8, so you're still okay. I don't know. Don't lose money, so put a stop at 9.9. You can jump in again after that. Hey, Zeltzer, say hi to your brother. Does your brother speak English as well, or only you? So, hi, Daniel. Danny, worth entering Nvidia or wait for an entry point? First of all, it was worth getting into Nvidia any day, any given day. So the chart is ultra bullish. It has these lows that are going up, so it's higher lows. The chart is from bottom left to top right, so it's going up. And it broke out. It probably is going to stall around 205. I would even argue that it might test support at around 184. Maybe, maybe not. So if you're kind of thinking about it, there isn't any reason to buy it now, but it's cool. It's looking good. It's a good chart. Do I think Nvidia is going to be a $10 trillion company? Yes. It might take 3 years for that, but yes, I do think that. Micron. Yeah, let's talk about Micron. Micron, it's an amazing breakout. Look at the breakout from 142. So the story with Micron actually started here. When we started looking at Micron, I'll draw it in this way. Wow, that was bad. When we started looking at Micron, we looked at this parallel channel, and then it broke out here. Then we had these at the 130 resistance that it needed to break out. It broke out. Then there's 157, broke out again, and here we are today. I think it looks like it ran too fast, yet there's still volume. Today, finally, we're seeing a drop in volume. That means that there are no more buyers. And if there are no more buyers, then you need to put your stop loss. I would put it here after the gap closes around 208 or even lower around 200, 195. But this is a classic technical analysis that we've done along the way. And congrats to anyone that took this trade. This was an amazing trade, by the way. Amazing trade. Noam, hey, what about the future of Nokia? Nokia got $1 billion from Nvidia. This is how $1 billion look like. It looks like 22%. 22% out of a 40-ish. That's a lot more than $1 billion. They made more than $1 billion from $1 billion that they got. They can give Jensen back his $1 billion. Say, Jensen, thanks. We're good. And I think Nvidia just gave CPR to this dying stock, basically. Look at Nokia. Once a giant, today, look at the volume. Today, everyone kind of notices, oh, Nokia still exists. We didn't even know. Went up 23% for the day. Amazing. What's its future? First of all, it needs to clear all these hurdles. So around 10, there's a lot of resistance. 979 till 1050, a lot of resistance. And everyone needs to need to make sure that tomorrow people are not exhausted saying, okay, we still don't believe in Nokia. But a phenomenal day. If you were able to take the trade early, phenomenal trade. We're going to see the closing bell in about 20, 30 seconds. There's a delay in TV as usual, so we might see it later, but that's how this looks like. Good place to put a stop. You see the 3.6, I would put it 5% down from here. That's how I would play it. Robinhood, something very strange today with Robinhood. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. No volume for Robinhood. No one bought it today. That's why the candle looks this way. This is not a good candle. This is not an encouraging candle. Not at all. This is a bad candle. This is a candle that says, oh, you have gaps? We're going to close them. Don't worry. Let's put the closing bell and then I'll come back to Robinhood. Here we go.
As the quality trade is faded,
I'll do the gaps in the meantime.
It's like the Fed has blinders of sort because they don't have the economic data to look
So
at.
Biodex and Avantis investors, they're the one ringing the bell. And so hello everyone, this is October 28th. Closing bell or late night live stream where we look at the markets, and this is how the markets ended the day. The S&P 500, after hitting 6,900 for the first time ever, closed at 6,890 with not a good way to close the day, with a lot of sellers during the latter part of the session. Nasdaq up 0.77, both of them all-time high today. Dow up all-time high, and Russell down 0.5%. You can see Bitcoin at 113, losing about 0.5% today, and Ethereum dropping underneath the 4,100. So that's not good. We were talking about Robinhood beforehand, so it has two open gaps here. The drop in volume today is very interesting. After 25 million was kind of the baseline, went down to 11.1. This is half of something didn't work today in Robinhood. People didn't buy it. Look at this nasty candle for the S&P 500. I don't like it. And I'm sorry I drew this line. Sorry. Apologies. I posted this chart yesterday on our Discord channel. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. It happened. I couldn't resist it. I had to connect. I'm sorry. What can I do? Okay, CRUS. Cruise, $6.9 billion company. We have higher lows, higher highs, a clear uptrend, looking good. Probably the next resistance would be at around 142 and then 147, but looking good. Not a big problem. 36 new highs for 2025. 36. That is a phenomenal number. 36 new highs. We have a few companies reporting today, by the way, after the bell. I hope I will be able to see them. It's Visa, Booking Holdings, and Mondelez. Alon, thank you very much. Tesla. Does Tesla have a cup and handle? Tesla today with a very interesting price action. You can see it broke out the 450. And this might look like an amazing cup and handle, or even this was a small cup and handle. Let's check this one out first. So this is $150. 360, 150, that brings us to 510. So we still have room to go to 510 just to fulfill this small cup and handle. This is a bigger cup and handle for sure. So this might bring Tesla all the way to 686. November 6th, during one of our conferences in Israel, there's going to be the Tesla annual shareholder meeting where there will be a vote on providing Elon Musk a package plan that might make him a trillionaire. Not a millionaire, not a billionaire, a trillionaire. A trillionaire. Now that might make us millionaires or billionaires, depending on how much you put on the company. Because if he becomes a trillionaire, it means that Tesla is 8 times higher than it is today. So if you have $100,000 in it, you'll have 800,000. If you have 1 million, you will have 8 million. So this is very interesting. He will be a trillionaire eventually. By the way, he can be a trillionaire without it. So he won't be broke. Don't worry. He won't be broke. You might be, but he won't. He won't be. He's good. He's good. Let's see what Alon asked. Alon, any thought on FNMA? Fannie Mae? Fannie Mae was part of the problems with the loans around the subprime. That's why it's an OTC. Until Trump's administration says that it can go back to the regular stock exchange, you can't really believe what's going on here. I wouldn't trade it. I just think it's not worth the risk. CrowdStrike today. announcement of how do they frame it? The cybersecurity for the AI, agentic AI with Nvidia, something like that, broke out all-time high, up 3% for the day. Their target is around the 636, and the reason for that is because they have a cup and handle, and they just broke out 4 days ago. And when everyone asked why did they break out, that's the wrong question to ask, because we never know. We just know that it broke out. We don't know why. And we need to say, okay, something happened here. The chart is telling me something happened. What am I doing with that? Eventually, I'll find out why, but till then, that's how I see things. Okay. Good evening. What do I think about Zim? Zim shipping had a lot of volume in the last 2 days. Something is happening. You'll see it in a second once the comment goes down. So there's a lot of volume in the last 2 days. For no reason, I'm very surprised. Why would people buy a stock that's on a downturn? It's very, very strange. The whole price action is as if someone knows something is going to happen. I have no idea what might happen. Just kidding. I know what might happen, and probably it's going to happen. That's why people actually bought it. So it's like this. The CEO and a group of investors want to make it private, probably at around $22 a share. And that's why they're loading. That's all. Okay. Everything is dropping. Bitcoin is down to 113. Something is happening around the globe. I have no idea what, but something is happening around the globe. I don't know what. But Bitcoin is down to 113. I don't know what. And last but not least, SOUN. And we're going to end with SOUN. Soundhound. Buyers are not stepping in yet. Currently, look at these candles from October 15th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 10 days, 9 red candles. What are they telling you? We are selling. We are selling. Okay, we are selling. Now, the reason why I looked at Bitcoin dropping to 113 is because, again, we are seeing selling pressure. Just like we saw selling pressure at the close here. It's going to be interesting. Very interesting. We'll probably figure out in the next hour or two what made everything drop, but that's that. Let's see what happened to Apple today. So Apple, also a doji candle, but at all-time high. Who isn't at all-time high? Let's see, Avgo. I love it when they call her Avago. Avago closed at the highest closing price ever, $373 per share, all-time high for Avago. Just kidding, Avgo. Just kidding, Broadcom. What else is happening here on my charts? Let's look at the charts together. Sorry, here, this camera. So you can see the NASDAQ. This is a drop at the latter part of the day. You can see the S&P. Palantir. You can see oil. VIX spiking to 6. VIX spiking is 16.4, and you can see Bitcoin dropping. So this is Bitcoin. Interesting, and it keeps dropping. Now it's 112,974. Very interesting. Okay, earning alert, and then that's it. We're out of here. Visa reported.
Visa out with its fiscal Q4 results, and it looks like a beat in both the top
and bottom line
the
for Visa.
The network said that adjusted EPS rose 10% to $2.98 a share, edging out the $2.87
revenue beat
estimate.
by 21%.
12%.
I got to show you this. Oh, that's Bloom Energy.
Also exceeded the $10.61 billion estimate. This is happening amid a 9% increase in total payments volume and a 12% rise in cross-border volume. Last I checked, the stock was down.
Okay, Visa down 0.6% for the day. Last but not least, there's someone here that asked about Oklo. So 0 is the revenue that Oklo generates. Let me just delete this. I explained it to someone earlier. Oklo. So disregard the potential of Head and Shoulders. Disregard, I'm not saying there's a Head and Shoulders. The Head and Shoulders might take place at 109. We're still not at Head and Shoulders territory yet. What we are seeing is that the stock is going down 3.7%, but after hours, it's gaining momentum. I have no idea why. There's no news or something like that. Booking Holding. Revenue up, beating, and earnings up. Booking BKNG. Hitting both top and bottom line up 4.3% for the day. So we have Visa beating top and bottom line. We have Electronic Arts, EA, it's in the game, missing both top and bottom line. But the stock isn't moving because I think they're part of some kind of acquisition or take private or something like that. Guys, thank you very much. It was great. I'm going to senior night. See you on Saturday evening, Sunday morning for our weekly summary of the markets. And until next time, thank you very much. I'm Micha Stocks saying like and subscribe to the channel. Try, share it with your friends. Do whatever YouTubers tell you to do. I have no idea what they tell you to do. Do those things. Bye-bye.